Welcome back, everybody, to the Simability Backfire Simsport, coming from the legendary Canadian Tire Mosport Motorsport Park, where the track is fast, the curbs are brutal, and the margins are razor thin. The circuit doesn't really forgive any mistakes, and if you watch, you were only diving in the boldest way. Um, Almost nearing the end of the season, where the momentum in the grid is ready to fight at the front, and with every lap a challenge and every point is crucial. That is from Harry Potter. There you go. You got a reference out of the way. Crucial in the standings, except for the fireworks from the green flag. Let me check it. So with me today is Samuel. Is it Samuel actually, Sam? Or is it Sam?
It is actually the long version, but everybody calls me Sam, so.
So it's Samuel.
Yes.
Okay, we started calling you Samuel. Well, Samuel, legendary viewing, is with me in the booth. How are you tonight, Sam? How are you looking forward to this race?
Well, I like this track, and I know for a fact that this is a good track for V8 because I've run this, so I'm really looking forward to this. We're closing on the end of the championship this season, so still a lot to play for, although maybe not. Depends on who's winning today. We're gonna have endurance round left after this, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see a bit how things goes. Track is not too hard. Well, 34C, it's a bit hard, but not too hard. Well, it's hard for Canada, don't you think?
I mean, usually you would get like a super expert on this stuff and tell us about how the actual temperatures are this season, but unfortunately, Tony Klusman is not available this race, which is unfortunate because of his situation. Well, normally I would say I wouldn't expect it to be that hot near that track, but yeah, I mean, I could get my choreographical situation probably is not the best about Canada. I mean, I know what Toronto is, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, me neither. But I just know it's up north. That's my assumption.
I mean, that's all Canada's up north.
Yeah. This is good. This is the good start to the broadcast. We already don't even know where Mosport is located now. So we're gonna rectify that in just a few seconds, people. Meanwhile,
I know it's near a lake, and on the other side of the lake there's Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay. So it's actually south of Canada. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's next to the border. Okay. Yeah, it's near Toronto. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
It's a different. Oh, then I know where it is. I mean, I know where it is. I know my maps.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, that's like next week. I mean, not next week, but the 24th of May is the last round of the V8 season, which is the Autodrome Jose Carlos Pace. Is it called Pace? Well, Pace. So that is the last round, and looking at what's she? No, looking at the. You know why it's called Interlagos, by the way? Because the circuit is in between two lakes, but it has nothing to do with Mosport, but whatever. Looking at the current standings, the title fight has been great this season. We had, in the beginning of the season, we had Kenzie all the way on top, but currently Simon Trendle, well, who else than Simon Trendle is up on the top spot currently for Team Chimera with a commanding lead of 1,943 points. But don't count out Rich Birmingham. I've been looking at the last two races where I couldn't attend, but he is 98 points behind Simon, which is not that far off considering if you have two races like we have today, a sprint race and a feature race, so we can really expect big things, and big things can happen and accidents can happen as well. So Simon needs to really hold on and try to race with his head instead of his right foot probably. Meanwhile, Kenzie is for Hydro Racing Forces is holding on to third with 1,799 points, and not 17,000, Sam. That's what you said pre-broadcast, but yeah, well, I'm not mentioning that. He's matching his drop score exactly. So his drop score is already really good, to be honest, because he probably missed one race. And he got the most out of it. And further down, we got Rob Woodhouse and David David J. Burns rounding out to the top 5, and both mathematically they can still win. They can still win the championship. I did the math, Sam.
They can get 600 points from now if
So,
Simon doesn't score anything. It's mathematically possible, yeah, but that means they need to take out Simon in the next 3 races.
Knowing David, he could probably miss his brake marker just once, David. I mean, hit him. I'm just kidding, man. Anyway, that is the top 5 we have, and then looking at the midfield, it's still pretty close between Bram Dubois and Stacey Boyd, who are only 23 points apart. And further down, it just goes down. But you see how strong that pack is. Basically, from 8th till 13th, Jeff Sanders. It's around 250 points, and that is not a lot for all the 3 races we still have left, and 3 as in a sprint, a feature, and an endurance. Also, Jimmy Wilson, and to be honest, from 18th to 9th, that is still on. Even Rowdy Wallbag is still able to get up a couple of spots. Like, the margins are very thin at the moment.
They are pretty thin, and if you get a nice starting position for the feature race today, you can grab a lot of points if the people you're fighting against don't get the good starting positions for the feature race. Remember, top 10 reverse for the V8ESC? So taking Rowley, finished 10th, he started first, and his opponent Anthony Young, as he's I think around, he's racing today. So if Anthony finished 11th, he starts 11th position back from Rowley, which can make a lot of difference on the points for the feeder race.
I completely agree with you, Sam. And now, can you take a look at the team championship? Because also there, the margins aren't that big, is what I saw earlier when I was looking into it. So Hydro Racing Forces is still the leading team with 3,499 points. But NQI Europe, they are not that far behind with 3,240 points. You get 2 really good scoring cars. It's the best of the cars. Like, it's the top 2 of the teams. And if Hydro Racing Forces has a bad showing today, they could easily still be up. Could easily still be passed by them. Also, Team Chimera is still in the mix, but I don't think that gap seems too big to really contest for the win.
I think it is too big. All due respect to Jamie, I don't think he has the pace to actually try to beat David Burns or Kenzie for either of his guys. Maybe he can take up the fight to do NQI Europe's, but it's gonna be a tough ask to be first or maybe even second, because the points gap is almost 300 points for second place. That's almost a full race point for one person. One meeting, so 2 races, that's a lot of point difference. And even if Simons win all 3 races from now and to the end of the championship, it's tough. So I don't think that's gonna happen. NQI Europe right now in qualifying, if we look at the standings, we've got the first car is Bram in 5th position, where the 2 Hydro Racing Forces guys, David and Kenzie, are 1st and 4th. So it doesn't start really well for NQI Europe, but you never know with the reverse grid. Things can shake up the other way for race 2.
But looking at the margins in the gaps, I mean, Bram is a 1/10 behind Kenzie new enough. But if you look at that, it's about roughly 2/10 from top position for David Burns. And I mean, 2/10 on this track, on a really good corner, especially the first 2-3 corners, you can gain a lot of momentum and gain a lot of time. If you hit the inside of the camber just in the right way, you suddenly grip up, you suddenly start to turn the car a little bit more, and you suddenly can put the foot down quite quickly. I mean, that is the the greatest thing about this track is all the different heights in the different cambers where you can really make a difference. If you just hook it up one lap, I mean, I could see Bram, I could see Bob Woodhouse even grabbing the pole. But currently, looking at the qualifying current standings, is David Burns is in top, but 4 thousandths of a second behind him, just 4 thousandths of a second, I can't even blink that quick, is Simon Trendle. And only 55 thousandths of a second behind Simon is Rich Warmingham. I mean, the margins are, in the beginning of the season, when the car was quite new, they were big. Or not big, but bigger. But currently, like, looking at how the field crept up to each other, I mean, they all know the car now. They all understand how to exploit the best bits and also how to avoid the worst bits.
Well, there's basically 0.09, sorry, of a second between first and fourth, which is nothing.
No, it's absolutely nothing, and I think that we will be in for a banger. I did this race once. It was my first V8 race. I did it on this track. I got taken out by Chris Jackson, but I mean, I think that was more on me. Because I was driving it like a TCR and bumping. I was rubbing the car along, you know.
Yeah, we
But
need to change two cars as well, which you don't like that. Yeah, good job.
No, it was, to be honest, that was the moment where I had practiced for like an hour, and it's like, well, I'm gonna do this race, and Clyde let me back then, and it was pretty fun. And it was the race where I was fighting Chris, and I tried to send it on the inside of the penultimate corner, and I still hear Bill Switzer, his voice on the broadcast, like, "Oh, that is not going on. That is all for a barbecue." And I actually said that. It's like, okay, that you know, when Bill got rowdy, that you knew you fucked up. Sorry, I can't say fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, that's correct.
yeah. Well, it's funny.
So Tony is trying to correct us. Well, not correct us, but agree with us, I'm gonna say. Sorry, Tony, we're from the other side of the world, so we don't know that much about Canada and stuff. Really sorry.
Yeah, we are honestly sorry, but if you can tell me where I live in the Netherlands, I'll give you a high five.
I do.
Where?
Near Amsterdam.
Near Amsterdam.
Now, you live near the German border on the right somewhere. Because you told me.
I think that.
You had just a small walk to go over, but I don't remember where exactly. But you don't even know where I live either, so you know.
I know where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the fries are called fries.
Well, no.
French fries.
Well, sadly, yes.
Yeah, I know you live in France, but but I think it's more of a thing where probably all the people from North America, and I'm generalizing here, so I'm saying Mexico, I'm saying USA, I'm saying Canada. They generally know which direction all the not the tracks, but the towns, the big cities are, and for us that is in Europe that's the same. So we don't really look towards that direction a lot, I think.
Yeah, I know a few big cities in North America, and in Canada, the only one I know is Montreal, which is not too far from Toronto, in fact. Which is
know, for me, the USA is all Trump land these days. No,
You're not gonna make friends, okay?
No, probably not. But we're here for the racing, so I'm honestly really looking forward to the sprint race. I think this track is one of the tracks which is also lending itself for endurance racing, but also lends itself for sprint racing, and especially coming up. Let me search the corner names in a bit, but like coming up the hill where you have the double right-hander, you can really play with that and try to send it down on the inside. But if you do, you are going to compromise that exit on the straight where we're just looking at right now. And if you lose all the speed there, then you get the guy who you just passed gets into the slipstream and can make it around the outside of the corner before that, of after that. I mean, it's lovely. It's just a track that ebbs and flows in a great manner.
Yeah, the track has had no some flow. I was watching Kenzie because he was the only one in the top 4 that could still improve, but he did not, or at least not enough to actually get ahead of anybody. And as we are in a heat format race today, that's the qualifying session done.
So that has been, I mean, we talked about towns, we talked about cities. We didn't talk about spider sex, so we still have to address that.
Well, the broadcast needs to be PG, so.
Oh, sorry.
Be careful about what you say.
I mean, it's the BS. I'm.
Yeah.
So with qualifying out of the way and everybody trying to line up for the sprint race, if I can get a standings up here, I mean, that is David Burns getting away with the pole position. Right behind him was Simon Trendo and Rich Romingham following up on fifth. Kenzie Newhoff also on fourth position, and right behind him Tyler Newell. And I actually know that Tyler really likes this track. Only 1/10 from the top spot. Bram Dubois, we said in pre-broadcast, Bram is performing pretty well in practice, so we are expecting big things from him. So he came down on 6th. 7th, Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe, and right behind him, Stacey Boyd. Greg Carr in 9th position, and Woodwork starting from the 10th. Starting from 11th is Nikolai Bogatyrov. Always great to see him on track because he does amazing overtakes. Jamie Wilson, a little bit further back than I expected, but on 12th position. Ivan Bouwmans on 13th, and with quite a big gap between that is Anthony Young, and I think that he either didn't really had a good lap in because 2 seconds is slower than I would expect from him. He can do better than this. Darren Reynolds is starting from the 15th position, and Vincent Skilback, I was still wondering if his car is still in one piece, but he's starting from the 16th. Jeff Sanders starting from 17th, and Rich Jamieson on 18th. Peter Evans, and then didn't qualify. And then the legendary guy who signed up as a racing driver instead of pressing on spectate, wobbly kneecaps. So what a lad.
Yeah, and for some reason you're in the drivers, so I'm gonna just.
I don't know. I was. I don't know.
Ah, yeah, you signed up for the season. Okay.
Yeah. Did I sign up for the season?
Yep.
No.
I'm removing you from the standings. Oh.
Yeah, that would be lovely. So, heat race 1, 2 minutes past. Tension building, cars lining up on the grid. I think this moment is trying to stay out as long as possible, trying to enter the grid as lately as possible. That's what I would do to keep the heat in the tires, because that's still an issue with iRacing. So lights are turning. Where is the camera? Lights are turning red. This is the first camera. We see David Burns. We see Simon Trender. Both get away pretty quickly, but I think Simon got a better start, trying to get on the outside and did not make it. Right behind him is Kenzie Newhoff, and right in front of that is Rich Rumming. And on the inside, we see 2 wide further back. I think that's Ed Butler with Jamie Wilson. And on the inside, Simon is having a look, but he's now defending from Kenzie. And on the right-hand side, is on the dirt, is Rich Romingham. Is he able to keep the car there? And he is, and Tyler is Tyler missed out on one position. Oh, no, never mind. He started 5th and he's still in 5th position. And he's almost getting a nose in from Brandon Barr, who's having a look, but David Burns is checking out already. 6/10 is the gap. Going uphill, everybody lining up, filing up. I see Jamie Wilson pretty wide on the outside there. That's going to compromise his entry. Maybe Vincent Skilback is able to really take advantage of that, but somehow he got through it pretty good and pretty clean. And they're all single filing up right now. I don't know what's going on. I think this is great racing. Everybody did what they had to do. Some people went to the outside, some people went to the inside, but even everybody who went on the dirt kept the car clean, kept the car and the nose in, and it's still driving. Lovely start, Sam.
Yeah, awesome start, and honorable mention to Vincent, which already gains 4th position. A nice move from Kenzie on the first corner to actually made a move on Richard, just losing a spot, and now he's under pressure from Tyler. David Reynolds, is around after the last corner.
Yeah, it's the last corner, and it's easy to do, and I assume that he just went on the throttle a bit too quickly.
Oh, wrong replay.
Did he get hit? That's the question. He got a small look behind him. He's on the inside, and I think he out-throttled it. Yeah.
And then a bit of solidar between him and the car that was wrong.
Yeah, but I don't think he got any damage from it. Yeah.
No, he just upped the maneuver, you know.
It's so easy to do in these cars, and I think that is one of the issues I struggled with as well on this track. On my first race, I kept, in the beginning, the first half an hour, I kept spinning the tires up coming out of that corner, because it's so, your car is so on edge there, and you're trying to get the power down as quickly as you possibly can. But yeah, also the car is really fighting you right there, at least the old car was. Tyler went a little bit wide on that entry, but maybe that's a different approach than Bram did. It looked like he was sliding a little bit there. And David Burns putting in the fastest lap out in front, even though he doesn't have any toe, and Simon and the whole pack behind them has. Just looking at the timing tower, the whole field is about within 6 seconds. And I mean, that shows you how close the racing is and how good everybody got controlling this car. Oh yeah, I wanted to find what corner name this was. Wait, track map. Moss Corner, that's what it is. I mean, Moss Corner is just a great track. Great corner. It's actually the 5th corner because Canadians apparently can count, not compared to the Americans who count every little small ditch in a straight. But you approach it in a dip, and then you go up, and then the car gets pressed down to the tarmac, and you have to really have faith in all the aerodynamics that are there, and just knowing and feeling the car is one of the most important things there. On board with David Burns, who has nothing but clean air in front of him. Simon did put in a little bit of a quicker lap last time around, so I'm wondering, is David just as good on the longer run as Simon is? Because we know that Simon is really consistent.
Simon is, and last lap by Simon was actually the fastest lap of the race, 1:19.75. With David doing a 1:19.77 as his fastest lap. As we arrive at the compression, as you said, don't drag the curb on the inside, go as wide as you can, avoid the curb, and then straight down to the power without spinning the tires, which is the most difficult thing in these cars to do. Kenzie having a look at Simon now.
Yeah, Simon under pressure from Kenzie, and Kenzie, Simon knows what he's doing. He's gonna defend the inside here, and it's so hard to overtake. But even if you're on the inside, there's a way to hold the car on the outside to keep the car behind you, because the next one is the left-hander, which he just went through. A little bit of a slide right there, playing with the rear, and you can see that Kenzie is suddenly just also sliding on the exit. He gained and he lost there.
Yeah,
there's a look there.
Wogbel as well behind, and teammates in the battle right now, Bram and Bob, side by side for turn 1.
And let's hope that they don't touch. But now Stacey Boyd is having a look there as well. He's like, you guys, you go and fight. I try to pick up the pieces when I can. He's in a sandwich there, man.
Yeah, with two bread at the bottom and one at the top, which is weird, but apparently something you can do. I
mean, two breads. I mean, if I eat a toast, like a toasty, I usually take three pieces of three slices of bread, because otherwise I don't.
If you do bread meat, bread, meat, bread. I'm fine with that, but not bread. You know what I mean?
I mean, why wouldn't you do bread? I mean, bread is the best bit of it.
Well, you take a double bread then. You just don't cut it.
No, I just don't put anything on it. It's just grilled bread.
Boy, yeah. I'm getting distracted from racing again.
Sorry. Sorry. And this is the way how Sam and me communicate during World War II games. We just talk about food.
Yeah, and
he's on the bread. He's on the cheese.
Battlefield 15th.
This battle at the rear of the pack, it's amazing to see. Even though they're a bit behind the mid pack, how close these three cars are: Rich Jameson, Geoff Sanders, and Anthony Young. Where I think that, and that is what I think, is that Anthony is looking in his mirrors too much currently, because I feel like he has more pace. And what happened there? That's Greg Carr coming out of the corner. I mean, Stacey Boyd coming out of the corner quite slow. Then he had a little moment, and that was Jamie thinking about making it free wide. And is he still trying to do it? He's trying to get clear air on the left-hand side, and he knows he's clear now. He cut the nose off of Boyd there. He must have been, well, he has a brown pants right now, probably.
Well, I don't know, but I think Jamie bumped draft on the straight and then got a good run, but not enough to get past. Oh, and this is side by side as well. And that's... Oh,
that was...
that's tough.
That is unlucky. I think this is a real racing incident, and they both realize it. So going into the corner on the inside there, holding the curb, and then a little bit of a slide right before they touched, and then he came over, and there was nowhere to go for... was it? I can't remember who it was. Help me out.
Anthony and Rich.
But you can see that Darren, and that is the whole spirit of the V8 race, of this community. You see Darren... No, was it the same?
Nah, Darren Reynolds was the one that had a spin at the start. Jamie all over the curb.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I thought that he... you're right. You're correct. Yeah, sorry. Anthony Young went into the pit. That is why I got confused, because they have the same livery. So Jamie trying to approach this and trying to you see he's quite late on the brakes, but then you see that and Woodward is really good in the middle of the corner. I feel like they approach the corner a little bit differently, where someone goes quickly to the corner, but they're focusing on the screen right now. That is Tyler fighting with Bram, going left, going right behind him. It's Bob Woodhouse also trying to get involved right there, and a slide from Jamie. He went on the inside there of Ann Woodward, and he got it done. He cleared the position there.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Two battles at the same time though, so it's quite complicated to keep up with everything. But they are putting on a show today again, as always, the V8. It's still going on with it, he's trying to go around, and it's not gonna work this time.
No, he got on the dirt right there.
And Vincent and Nikolai behind, having a look and saying, yeah, go on boys, fight it, and I come at you. And this is all for the first place on the Rivers Grid, with Anne being in 10th position. So they're actually looking at an awesome starting position for race 2.
Yes, and that is a really important one. That is one of the if you manage, like it's at a certain point it gets tactical. Like you're, for example, 15 minutes in. You're looking at your slide for Stacey, and took advantage of it. But that must have been, oh man, really good catch for Stacey. That he managed to keep it out of the wall right there. Let's go to this point. 50 minutes in, you start to think, okay, am I better off starting 7th, or I mean, am I better off getting 7th, or maybe am I better getting off starting 10th? because I got the clean air and I know I got the pace to beat the guy in front of me. So it gets a little bit tactical at a certain point.
It is really tactical, and that's why you've got these reverse grid. And Kenzie looking really interested in Simon still, but nothing he can do about it right now, although he's really close on this one.
And also Anthony Young got back on track after his little excursion off track with the broken bumper for almost 3 wide right there with Nikolai Bagatarev and Woodberg. And Vincent Skilback.
He's struggling with his tires right now because spinning them out is never good for V8.
So going through the top 10, currently David Burns on first position, second Simon Trendle with Kenzie Newenhoff all over the rear of Simon. He is feeling the pressure. He wants to move forward, but we'll see what happens next. Rich Birmingham right behind them in fourth position, and Bram de Broek is on fifth. Tyler on sixth, and seventh Bob Woodhouse. And you can see that Greg is also trying to get in the middle of this fight. This is a fight for sixth position. And a small look there from Bob right on screen. But Tyler is having none of it. He's on the inside. What a late move. Tyler is probably not happy about that one, but he got a better exit. Is he able to pull away? I mean, going for the standards? Hell no. Let's watch this.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a small push from Greg on Baum as the teammate, although they are not exactly in the same team, but they're all from racing. So
that's really big. That's like a big check, yes. Tyler on the outside on the marbles. Is he going to lose out massively here with 2 positions lost? And I think he will. And that is a great move by Greg, pushing and forcing him off right there. And now Jamie Wilson is still trying to take advantage of the dirty tires. Tyler's just picked up on the inside, trying to have a look there, but there's no room currently because of the good sweeping entry. Greg got there, and Tyler got the worst end of the stick there on the fight. Really good teamwork by Greg and Bob Woodhouse, man.
That was well orchestrated by both of them. Tyler going a bit wide and opening the door in Moss corner, in the second corner of Moss. I mean, you don't ask much more of that to actually stick your nose on the inside of that corner. You know you can have a shot, and having your teammate behind to back you up is always good, because you he can help you straight, even if you get a bit less of a drag out of the corner as we've seen. So that was really well played by both of them.
They did a really good job getting through there, but also, and I think that is a little bit unmentioned yet. The way Tyler noticed that Bob did send it a little bit late, and due to that left the room so they could keep on racing. That is respectful racing.
Yes, awesome awareness by Tyler, knowing he's not even on his usual rig, or at least his usual setup. That means he's probably not used to the same view as, well, he doesn't have the same view as you usually have. That's pretty good.
Oh, a small slide there from Jamie Wilson, just hitting the grass on the exit. Going back to where we were. Well, let's start back at 6, and that is Bob Woodhouse. 7th currently Greg Carr, and 8th currently Tyler Newitt. Jamie Wilson right behind him, and Stacey Boyd, who also have been in a lot of fights this race. Yeah, it's on 10th position. Vincent Skilback and Ed Woodward going 11th and 12th. Nikolai Bogatyrev 13th, Jeff Sanders 14th. Ivan Baumann currently is in the pit lane, so that I assume has been an incident, with Jameson passing him currently on the straight, and Darren Reynolds and Evans, and right behind him Anthony Young, who also had an incident, but is still came back out to continue the race. Looking at the biggest gain is still Vincent Skilback with 5 positions. And Greg Carr and Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson up 3 positions and Greg Carr 2 positions. Which Jameson is up 3, same as Jeff Sanders. So there's a couple of people really moving forward. But we also got Anthony Young, who was in that previous incident, 4 positions down due to that. And the others, as Tyler knew it, now 3 positions down, where he had a really good start, is now getting shuffled back in the heat of the fight. Sorry for my coughing, because it's just like the asthma thing, because I went out for a run again.
Yeah. Running.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about running. I ran too much.
Good.
Simon Trendle now creeping up to the rear of David Burns, who is doing a really good job holding off. And also now Simon in this Hydro Racing Forces sandwich, a bit similar like Tyler was with Bob and help me out, Greg. That's what I wanted to say.
Greg and was Bram as well at some point.
And Rich seems to fall off a little bit on pace-wise currently, but I assume that he pushed his tires quite a lot, trying to keep up.
It will be interesting to see what happened with the tire strategy in race 2. Because I would say David Burns got his tires a bit less. Well, he has less energy in his tire left compared to Simon, because Simon managed to close. Oh, jeez, and I said that, and Simon just get the rear spinning and gonna get left by Kenzie.
And that is an important move for the championship, because that means that Kenzie is closing the gap in the championship, and Rich Warmingham, currently second, is losing less points on Simon in this race.
Yeah, they're going to even out everything if they keep going like that. It's gonna be interesting. Rich will need to pass Simon to gain some points and not lose against him. Kenzie with only 1 position up on Simon is not gonna close too much.
Simon again.
Yes, Simon is off again, off the line, not off the track, obviously. Maybe he pushed a little bit too much behind David, trying to pass him before the end of the race, and now we got the worst of it.
Yeah, it could be also another option is that he spun up his tires coming out of the corner, of Moss corner, and still was affected by that. But now David Burns is also in the championship, but Kenzie is up higher. Do you think that's going to be a multi-21?
I don't know. Maybe Kenzie don't mind being in second place to start 1 position up on the next race.
Tyler with a tank slapper almost there. Now Jamie all over him. But is this the last lap? Yes, is this Kenzie going out? No, I thought I saw it 21, but it didn't happen. I think this is the last lap, and as we see David Burns, but you see Tyler on the inside there of Jamie, who tried to make a move. David Burns coming in first, Kenzie second, and Simon to end running up the top 3. Man, amazing racing, really good fights. Jamie did a last-ditch attempt to get past Tyler, and he overdid it, overcooked it, and then Tyler got back with the undercut.
Yeah, that was intense. 2-3 last intense lap. Well, the whole race was intense, but yeah, a lot going on at the end, which is great. Means the race is even more interesting. The fight goes on till the end, and no multi for anyone between David and Kenzie, which is great for the racing.
It's been an amazing race, and we had fights everywhere. It was quite hard to keep track of the timing tower. I kept looking at it to see where the fights were, but every time I was looking at a fight, another fight appeared. It's been really respectful racing. It's been good racing. We had not that many incidents, about 2 or 3, I think. We saw a lot of cars spinning out of Moss Corner on the exit where we were talking about in qualifying. But lovely, lovely sight to see everybody doing this good of a job, keeping the car under control.
Yeah, and it's nice to see everybody continuing the lap, the cooldown lap, waiting for everybody to finish the race. That actually makes for a better broadcasting, but it's better than seeing cars stopping on track and disappearing.
You actually know that for the RFVRA, it's mandatory to drive that last lap?
I think it should be mandatory everywhere, but
Okay, well, Sam, I mean, we spoke about the rules pre-broadcast. We could like fit all one in. Like, you have to have enough fuel for the outlap, for the
well, yeah,
in-lap.
but I think people would agree that the fuel calculator doesn't take that into account. Although you could, but
I mean, let's just move it in there and don't tell anyone. Okay, so looking at the results, we don't see David Burns on the first position here, but he definitely came in first, and Kenzie Newenhoff came in second. Simon Trent of Team Chimera, currently the reigning champion, and as it seems, he did a really good job again of trying to get that. Got in a really good result to get his 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th championship. Well, you can search it up probably. Richard Birmingham coming in 4th. Really good job, because he lost out in the first lap on Tyler, but still managed to get into 4th position again. Bram Dubois on 5th and Bob Woodhouse on 6th, who had a really good fight. Right behind him, Greg Carr for NQR, who worked together with Bob trying to pass Tyler, which they did on the back straight. Tyler coming in for BSTV Esports on 8th position, and Jamie Wilson 9th. Stacey Boyd 10th, and Vincent Skillback 11th. And Woodward, Nikolai Bogotariev and coming in 12th, and Nikolai ending up in the 13th spot. Jeff Sanders on 14th, and Rich Jameson 15th. Darren Reynolds on 16th, and Peter Evans rounding up that top 17 was Peter Evans. And Anthony Young, after the incident, came back on track and finished it. And Ivan Bowmans, who ended up in the pit, but I'm a little bit unsure why he ended up there. So maybe we missed an incident, but at least he drove in, and we'll see him out on track for the feature race as well. I think Stacy had really good pace, Sam. With the reverse grid, he is going to be in a really good position for maybe even getting a top 3 spot.
Well, it's gonna definitely be a great starting position for Stacy. Looking at the timing with the battle and everything that went on the race, only 11 seconds back from the leaders, which we've seen bigger gap than that in 5 laps in the past, than in those 20 minutes. So, well, after 20 minutes, we've got like 12 cars in 12 seconds. That's insane. That shows the pace of the whole field, and actually how competitive it is. I'm pretty sure the guys that starting first, Jamie can have a good shot at it as well. Tyler we need to take care of the tires. Greg had a great pace as well. Bob had great pace. Bram as well. Obviously a bit less than the 3 leaders, but starting way ahead. It's gonna be interesting and definitely something to watch.
I can't agree more with you, Sam. The way the field drove and looking at the gaps you just mentioned, amazing driving, amazing skill level through the whole field, and 12 seconds in 20 minutes. Nothing, mate. That is the difference between like slightly overheating your tires and exiting the Moss corner, exiting the last corner, the penultimate corner with a little bit of a slide, and you lose 3-4 seconds. So there's nothing in it currently, and that is the way we want it to be. At least that is the way I want it to be as a driver. I do want to tell you about one of the ChatGPT jokes I got.
Go
You
for
want to
it.
hear it? So, apexes are mythical creatures. We talk about them, but rarely see them.
That's accurate.
I mean, it's not even a joke. It's just It's just poetic.
No, that's not a joke. That's 100% accurate. Well, for me,
I mean, it's you could make a poem out of that. Like apexes are mythical creatures.
Nah, don't make the noises. That's just weird. Thank you.
Let me make the noises if I wanted to. Okay, so I was reading something, sorry, man. No, looking at, I think this is probably Kenzie or something, or whatever. One of the racing first times, I don't know the numbers from the top of my head, doing some laps. I never do laps between the sessions. I just do. It's Ivan Bowman's, by the way. I never do laps between the sessions. I only do like the pit entry because I always forget to do it. You think? Like, what is your approach to that, Sam? Are you one who's trying to keep the groove going, or are you trying to reset after every small race you had?
Most of the time I need a break between races, so I just go out, take one pit entry, and then go for my pre-race business.
Pre-race business?
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about what that is, but pre-race business.
It's about what crew chief says, right? If you have the crew chief application, sometimes he mentions like, "Let's do the business." What are you on about? Not in the chair, mate. Leave me alone. The consistency in the field has massively improved since the beginning of the season. I think that is like a big compliment to all the drivers. In the beginning, we definitely saw the offs and offs right there, and we still obviously do with people getting on the throttle too quickly, locking up their brakes a little bit. But the consistency has been steadily increasing the whole time, and I think that it's one of the top priorities of every driver. If you can do one quick lap, you can do two quick laps. But if the consistency is not there in the next lap, you are. What is Tyler doing? Why is he trying to spin up the tires like that? I just saw it on the camera. The consistency is where you get the races done. I don't like to compare things to the Formula One, but I think that one of the drivers is really comparable to that. Simon Trendle is really consistent. But looking at how the way Formula One currently is developing, I mean, Oscar Piastri is just consistent as hell, where Lando Norris isn't. And that is a difference between a championship driver and a driver who's just doing a top 3 or top 4. I was just mentioning Sam earlier, right? You see the pit crew on the left-hand side on the screen? Or are you at the toilet?
No, I'm watching at the screen right now.
So on the left-hand side, there's a pit crew, and the guy on the right, he's just making the same movements every time.
Oh well, yeah, they're always doing the same thing. See, I'm moving the camera, so I'm definitely at the screen.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, that is convenient.
Nice one, Ant. Focus on the racing instead of my hot dog. I don't know if that was towards me or towards something you said, but anyway, I made the joke. And what?
My gain is set to +1000.
Yeah, I lowered you after that command, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I can turn the wheel. I turned the wheel. Is it better?
I don't know.
Let me. I'll start screaming. I don't know.
Nah, it's fine. Well, it's not different. I just lowered your volume, so hopefully it's fine. I don't know why. Every broadcast, you guys change microphone or something. It's always different.
Oh, that's weird. It was super loud. Yeah, I turned my wheels as well. I think this is better. He goes to drain his hot dog water. I'm just reading that comment, man. Well, at least you can hear me properly then, Simon.
Is it Simon or is it Jamie?
Well, Simon
One
is
of the
something Ajax, so this is probably
So that's
Jamie.
Jamie. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Jamie.
Oh, I'll turn it down so hard.
And there's definitely less acceleration in your voice. The best thing would be you guys pay like 200 quid per season so we can have an actual broadcast booth where we meet each other every week and have an actual proper setup to broadcast. So the sound is always the same and I don't have to worry about everything that goes on my computers and on others' computer. But I don't think you're up for that.
No, I turned the wheel down. I got an external thing, so it's fine. I think it's better now.
Yeah, you're a bit quiet now, so I'm gonna lower you up. All right, I need to send that. So they actually have 2 minutes on the grid. And I will put you the grid up on the screen in just a few seconds when I find all my buttons back. So that means they're gonna be up now.
Button on the other side of the room. Okay.
Well, no, the thing is, when you send the command, it brings iRacing up, and iRacing covers 2 of my screens, so I don't have things laying around. Jimmy told me about that setup, which is really useful. And then it makes everything disappear. So yeah, go on for the grid.
Yeah. So when we first get for the feature race, Stacey Boyd in first position on pole. Right behind him, Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera with third position. Tyler Newitt on third for BSTV Esports. Fourth is Greg Carr, and rounding up the top 5 is Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe. Bam DeWall right behind him, his teammate on 6th position, and Richard Warmingham is there on 7th. Simon Trendle coming in 3rd on that first race, so starting from the 8th position, and then Kenzie Newhalf on 9th. And David Burns coming in 1st. We had a really good race, the sprint race, and really controlled that one. But his punishment is the 10th position in the feature. 11th is Vincent Skillback, and 12th is Ant Woodward. 13th, Nikolai Bogatyrev for NQR, and 14th, Geoff Sanders. 15th, Rich Jameson Racing Forces by iRace, and 16th is Darren Reynolds. 17th is Peter Evans, 18th, Anthony Young, and 19th, Ivan Bauman, and 20th is just me.
No, you're not.
I think that it's okay. So I'll move my mic back a little bit, Sam, because I think that it's the I'm broadcasting with things because I just heard. Timer running out. The 2 minutes are gone, and we are waiting for the green lights, the red lights to turn up. All the 19 drivers, because I missed, 19 drivers are on track. Lights are coming up right now. Red light, 4th light, 5th light. Let's see a really good start there for Stacey Boyd. Maybe the second phase from Jamie's better. We'll see. And there's Vincent Skillback thrusting the needle right there, going in through between 3 cars. Tyler also already having a look all the way at the back. I see movement. Tyler is on the inside there of Jamie Wilson, forcing him wide. Jamie is now on the dirty bit of the track, and really good move. Late lunch by Tyler there, an amazing job, and now he is able to put some pressure on Stacey Boyd. I think he has the pace. There's a car sliding, and I think that was Bram de Bois who got forced to the outside and got on the marbles. Still managed to control the car, but was like, I want some drift king right there. Right behind him, there is Simon Trendle trying to go through the pack, trying to get forward as quickly as he possibly can, trying to get near his rival, Rich Warmingham, because he's 2nd in the championship currently. And again, just previously, like the last race, they're all single filing again, with slight movements here and there. But looking at the overall picture, it has been a really good first lap and a really clean start again.
Awesome clean start, yes, from everybody. Just a small touch with Bram and I think Rich at the time. Pretty bad start for the iRace Racing Forces. I think Jamie sent the bad start setup over at the iRace Racing Forces from the camera team. All little touches. That's Simon trying to go on the inside of Bram.
Late move there.
He's gonna be on the outside for the left. And Bram is completely out of control. Managed to gather it though. And he's still ahead.
And he is, if Simon is able to keep his car, that is a really good one. He just went down with the hammer and didn't show any fear. And again, Bram is on the outside there, just previously like the last lap. Now Vincent is on the right-hand side of him. Left-hand side? Right-hand side, sorry. But you can't really overtake in this corner because it's just taking too much risk. Now Vincent is under pressure of Ed Woodward, but they're all fighting back in one line. Tyler trying to get to Stacey Boyd, one position up. Jamie Wilson, one position down. They are both similar on pace currently, but I think, and that is just my assumption looking at the previous race, that Tyler has like a 10.5 on Jamie, but Jamie is a master in racecraft. Jamie, I hate you for the fact that you have great racecraft. I don't like overtaking you, so stop being a nuisance to me.
I think Jamie take care of his tire better than Tyler.
That is an incident.
Some contact at the back. I think that was Rich and up probably.
Was it blue on blue?
No, I don't think so. We're gonna try to watch that again later, but there's side-by-side action all over the field. With Vincent on the inside of Ant Woodward making the mistake.
Slight look there from Ant just to unsettle Vincent on the entry, but he didn't budge. Tyler can't even see the corner currently. That is how close he is. You see that he is confident in this Moss corner. He is confident under braking, has a good exit, and has better traction there. There is a move about to happen here if he's able to get the car to the inside. But somehow Stacey's car is like, I'm not having none of this. This is the power I have. And I just accelerate out. He had a small look early on the brake there for Stacey. Tyler trying to get out on the outside. Jamie trying to get involved there as well. But nothing going on and nothing happening at the end. A little bit wide there from Stacey. Is Tyler able to cut back here with a better exit? He seems to have it down. He seems to have it on the right-hand side. Side by side going over the line. But no. Somehow Stacey made it work.
And Greg Carr just done the fastest lap behind the battle, and is now joining that battle for first place.
And a really worthy mentioning note is that Rich Warmingham is 5th, but already Simon Trendle is right behind him, 2 positions up from where he started. A little bit wide there though. But that was Jamie, sorry, was not Simon. What a lovely sight. All the cars coming down that hill, getting compressed, going through their springs and the aerodynamics, just doing their work. Tyler is a little bit further back than he was last lap. On the exit of the last lap, on the last exit of Moss Corner, he was about 10.5 behind him, and now it was at 2.5 tenths.
Sliding around, trying to put the power down.
And Rich Warmingham coming in with the fastest lap. He is feeling the pressure of Simon Trendle behind him, and he is responding with that. He's responding with the quickest lap overall currently.
Still a few tenths away from the fastest lap of the previous race, I think. It was a 19 something. We're still in the 20s.
But we don't have. We have to remember that the cars they are carrying more fuel, so they're carrying more weight. So the top speed and the mid corner balance is completely different than it was in the at the end of the last race. Tyler with a slide there. Was there a slight touch there from Jamie? I don't know. I think it was Tyler on his own, and then Jamie tried to avoid him. Greg Carr is now all over the back of Jamie, but it gives Stacey Boyd a nice gap of a 1.5 seconds on the inside here. Greg Carr trying to get next to Jamie. Jamie is leaving the space there respectfully. Jamie on the outside getting forced on the dirt a little bit, but he is holding on. He's not willing to budge. And is he able to hold on the inside? But a really good outside line there from Greg. And Jamie, I think he has to concede, but can he cut back? Oh, he slided. He had the line done. Now falling back, Rich Wobbingham also overtaking him. And now his teammate, Simon Trender, right behind him. And with Bram Dubois trying to, Bob Woodhouse also having a small look on Simon. It's all Constantining right there. Man. These guys are giving a show tonight, Sam.
Yeah. Very bad spot for Jamie. He just lost 3 position. Well, 2 in fact. Almost 3, and he's under pressure from his teammate. For the championship, I would say it would be better to let Simon go, but
it's so risky if you do it now.
Yeah, they're too bunched up, so they would have to take the pills and just race like that. And Jamie's up to pace with Rich anyway, so there's no real need to do it. But I think it's going to happen. Yeah, I think the call has been made, probably by Jamie himself.
Jamie is the kind of guy that is willing to sacrifice his own good there, his own position, but also in the back of his mind, understanding that Simon usually has a 10 for 2 or 3 on him, so realizing it's not his battle as well. The quickest lap, Tyler coming in now.
David and Kenzie has made no progress since they lost their position at the start. Although David just made a move on and is back where he started. And not.
Yeah. So David Burns and Kenzie right behind each other, Hydro for Racing Forces, bunched together. Now Kenzie overtook David, and that seems to me that it's been a call there as well. But it puts him in a very dangerous position where Nikolai was having a look, but he backed out of it.
Now first and second are up the road. Tyler did the fastest lap of the previous lap.
Yeah.
Simon just went past Rich Wobbingham, and Jamie was going to have a look as well on the outside.
Now I think that Jamie really has to put up a fight. He has to be the Fernando Alonso on Hongaro ring just to get Simon some clean air if he wants to be a good teammate.
And the badge has been made. I don't know anything about, and the badge has been remade on the other hand by Rich.
Oh, really good pass there from Rich. Now, Jamie, is he able to maybe get back at him at the back straight? And a slide there. Jamie is giving us a drift show. His tires are gonna be lit up right here. But he is putting pressure on Rich. Rich passed him, but Jamie is not. It's just grabbing him by the guts.
Two guys that are grateful for this are Stacey and Tyler, because they're just getting away from everybody.
Definitely. Tyler, he was the one who caused the whole backing up, but somehow he got back up to pace without losing any positions. And now everybody behind him is fighting and scrambling for positions. So Peter Evans and Ivan Bauman's here on track, and is Peter Evans maybe serving a slowdown, I think. A late defending move there from Simon on Greg Carr.
That's Simon making a move. Greg.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Simon making a late move on Greg. That's what I wanted to say. Jamie's still up there with Richard. He is not letting him go. And now we can see if Simon really released the pace, but there's no way to overtake here on the outsides. No. If you end up here on the right-hand side on the marbles, you end up in the tire wall on the right-hand side.
I know. Even without the marbles, most of the time you ended up in the tire wall. So, yeah.
Well, oh, that was a smart look there from Richard, trying to unsettle Greg a little bit on the entry. But Greg didn't really respond. There's a big slap there from Richard. Now Jamie, is he able to... Oh, and Richard is squeezing him, but he is leaving the space there. Now Jamie is in the toe of Greg Carr, and he's holding it on the right-hand side. It's a smart thing to do. Now he's going to the left. He wants them to fight. Jamie on the inside, Richard on the outside, Richard on the dirt. Now, and braking a little bit later, but now overdoing it and compromising his entry. And now Bob Woodhouse is also trying to have a look, but he covered it up. It's the first pitters here already. Kenzie going in, Bram going in. So this is the first possible pit opportunity for them. I think that is a smart move by Kenzie and Bram getting out of this traffic. They feel they have more pace, and they are gonna try and do an alternative strategy right there.
Yeah, it's pretty early, so that's gonna make the tires worth at the end. But we know how much the undercut is good in these cars, so they're probably gonna gain a lot of position because they were all bunched up. And the tires are worth a few tenths, especially in the first few laps. So it's going to be really interesting to see where they end up after the pit stops all from there.
Simon already gapping Jamie Greg Carr with 1.7 seconds, so he is really unleashing his pace. 5 positions up from his starting position. Really good job by him, going good by getting past Richard Birmingham as well in an early stage. He started in front of Richard Birmingham. He started behind Richard Birmingham. Yeah, he started behind. And you see another car coming in, 3 cars coming in right there. That's Bob Woodhouse, David Burns coming in. And now 5th car, I didn't really see which one it was, but well,
Nikolai.
3 cars coming in. Nikolai, yeah, thank you. Vincent fighting there on side by side with Ant, and also this is, oh, he's cutting it off, and that is a really, really good one. Side by side action, we love to see it. Kenzie behind Bram. Now, are they gonna work together? Who has the better pace? You see Bob coming out. They were in front of those guys anyway, so they didn't really undercut them. But now the big question is, I
don't think they were in front. Kenzie was behind Bram and Bob, so that is a massive pit stop from Kenzie, and all the time gained.
I thought they were behind him.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
Yeah.
At least you're paying attention.
Yeah, Kenzie was behind everybody. He was in 10th position or something, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just here to excite people. If you do the math, that's mine. Side by side, Devon and Ivan. Ivan on the outside, Devon defending on the inside.
Tyler's went for the cover up on all the guys that have pitted.
Well, Tyler's cheating because he has the broadcast.
Well, you can also see it on the relative, so it's not really cheating. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Americans could read. Sorry, that's a joke. I'm kidding.
He's got applications running that tells him what to do. Let's put it like that.
I mean, I can't wait for the first really, like, I mean, you have the eye overlay, you have the race labs, you have you have the, what is called JRT, you have all the applications, but I'm waiting for that AI application that's just telling me pit now. You know, you come out and sit. I mean, they're out there, but
let's make it and sell it.
Yeah, I mean, that is honestly you can steal my ideas, guys, but I want the credits. But it's honestly, like, it's so easy to get an API running and just get a subscription on the API of ChatGPT and make this and just analyze the data the whole time. It's gonna be easy, man. I mean, you can program, Sam. I can program. It's not that hard. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I got a job, you know.
Yeah.
I work for the county. I mean, I'm fine. Tax money. Kenzie and Bram really going at it. I think that Kenzie is feeling that he's being held up by Bram. I mean, I feel but Bram has the feeling that he's being held up by Kenzie the other way around. Whoa, that was really close between Ant and Vincent. And also knowing that Vincent is from Australia, there is a lot of putting faith there in the netcode gods. Simon Trendo leading the pack currently. Second, Rich Warmingham, his instant rival in the championship.
So Stacey Boyd left the pits way behind Tyler, despite having a lot of time on Tyler. Well, over a second on Tyler.
Maybe a bad entry, maybe a bad exit.
And that's a 43-second pit lane time when Tyler did a 40-second. Kenzie did 35.8 and Bram 38.8. So definitely Kenzie on the field. Probably has enough, but on the field compared to the others. I would say Tyler is probably on the good, and maybe other fuel for Stacey.
Wow, that is a lovely slide there from Ant. Just wiggling his booty to us, you know. He knows on the broadcast. Like I'm gonna shake it.
Yeah, and just so you know, this is not the fastest way around. I know you're faster than me, but it's not the fastest way around.
This is Peter Evans getting out of the way of the whole fight, and I think that he did it in a really good way. There's a certain je ne sais pas to it, you know, like in a way, get out of the way in a way that you lose less time and the others lose less time. And I think that he got overtook by a couple of cars, and he did it in a manner that I think is just a respectful way, and also helps his own race.
Yeah, not at the pit entry. Sorry, I had to put that in the conversation somehow.
No, pit entry. Wait, what's this about?
Your pit entry. No, never mind.
Oh, my pit entry. Oh, no. Oh yeah, I mean, my pit entry, I have excuse to that, but it was still on me, you know. Yeah. I was actually quite annoyed that it happened, but it was completely on me. A car, doesn't matter who did it. He broke, like a backmarker broke really early on the pit entry, and I didn't expect it, so I sent it down on the inside, blocked the pit lane on Spa. I mean, it was 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean,
full Austin power time. Yeah.
I honestly, it was completely on me, and I should have. No, I shouldn't have expected it, maybe, but I should have handled that better, that situation. But it was a split-second decision, and it was a bad decision.
Yeah, you're not good at making split decisions.
Meanwhile, I'm really good at making split decisions.
Meanwhile, battle after the pit stop, we still have 5 cars waiting on the pits. Simon Ridge Vincent and Geoff Sanders. First in the queue that has taken a pit stop is Tyler Newitt with over 3 seconds advantage over Kenzie Newhoff, which is in a battle with Bram and Stacey Boyd, or our previous leader, and Paul Cedar. Bob Boudin's a bit further back. David Burns still 1 position down from where he started, but as we know, 5 galleries still to pit, so that's gonna shake up the position a little bit. Jamie Wilson behind Nikolai, so he's been passed there and lost 11th position from his starting spot on the grid, which is, sorry Jamie, quite a lot. When we have Geoff Sanders, which is probably one of the guy that will probably lose the most position from the top 5. Because he was further back than all the other. Having a look at Bram on turn 1. Not able to make it stick.
I am curious where Simon is coming out, because since he's leading the pack, I think that Rich knows he's not going to be able to overtake Simon in this race. So in the end, it's going to mean that Simon is going to be on a better tire at the end. And how much time is he going to lose, though?
Well, yeah, that's the issue because right now they are 4/5 tenths slower than the fastest guy of the second group. The issue will be, despite having better tire, it appears to be pretty hard to pass at this track. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough, even for Simon or Rich to be able to pass cars that even with not as good tires, I would say. The difference is not as big as it was in the previous gen of cars. So it's a bit of a trade-off, making the most out of it now, but you know you're gonna lose afterwards.
I just rang my servant and she brought me a beer.
Jeez. Joking.
No,
Can I have one?
well, I mean, you can have two. I have a lot. I mean, this is the last weekend I can drink, and then I'm preparing for a race again. So I mean, but let's not talk about beer. Let's talk about the race. 8 positions up, by the way. Vincent Skillman, and Woodward 8 positions up.
But yes.
Yeah, I know, but there's still currently 8 positions up. A little bit of a fight there between Geoff Sanders and Anthony Young. You see Anthony covering off the inside. I mean, that was Geoff Sanders covering. Wait, what? Is he? He just let him go. So that is. I probably missed a bit.
Yeah, Anthony hasn't pitted yet, so he's probably a bit of a back marker for everybody right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're correct. You know, when I watch racing on TV, I'm looking at the commentators like, how did you miss that? And why didn't you see this? And when I'm doing it myself, I'm like, I miss half the stuff because you're like so involved into trying to explain what you see.
Yeah, I know. I love to watch endurance races, and most of the time they miss so much big things that just happen on screen right in front of us. But obviously they have multiple screens they're looking at. Like I have right now, I have the standings, I have the live timing, I have
that's what I do as well.
Race. So when we were just watching the TV, we see what happens on the TV. So you like, it was on screen 2 minutes ago. Just look at it. But maybe they were looking at the standings and other information they have at their disposal and missed the action on track. So that's what happened to us as well some of the time.
We had this, I mean, in fact, a perfect example was me and Pete doing a broadcast. It was a V8 broadcast, and it was on Montreal. And we were talking about Thomas Edison, and the conversation went on for about 10 minutes. And then we went back to the racing, and it was like, oh, nothing happened. And then like the whole V8 chat was still like, you missed this, you missed that. We didn't realize they got past. Oh, it was like we completely missed half the race because of the conversation about the light bulb.
Nice.
I mean, I got distracted. Well, you have to. I mean, me and Pete in the booth. That's just a recipe for disaster.
That's the lead of the race. Tyler ahead of Simon. Simon's getting out just with Kenzie.
Oh, then he made. Ooh.
Oh,
then he had
ahead.
A blistering pace. That is blistering pace from Simon on all tires. Then getting back to Tyler. Now he is able to charge towards Tyler's rear.
Well, remember, Kenzie was a long way back when he pitted, and he was the first pitter, I think, 15 minutes ago. Yeah. He already has quite old tires if you compare to I'm losing
Simon.
my words. Sorry. 9 laps tires already for Kenzie. As Vincent had an issue apparently off track at Moss Corner, and now he's getting done by Greg and probably Nikolai. No, he's not. Staying ahead.
No, it looked like Nikolai was moving out of the way somehow. Because I think that Nikolai either had a slowdown or at the moment.
Let's try to check what happens. So that's Nikolai and Vincent and a
small. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he redressed the position. Nice one. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, good racing. Fair enough.
And Greg stayed behind. He could have taken the advantage of it, and he got scared probably and spun the rear tires, and no, he stuck behind Vincent.
So Simon already took 1 full second out of that lead that Tyler has on him. And Woodward, the last one to pit, 11 positions gained, and he's probably gonna pit in about 2, maybe this lap or the next lap after that. I think that is the maximum, about half an hour of driving on this tank. Which Jameson just entered the pit lane as well.
And I think that's more of an issue for Rick Jameson, because apparently, and just jump into the pit as I'm going on the replay. Oh yeah, that's just.
Ooh. Oh, that is an unlucky. To be honest, if you hit a wall like that in real life, you wouldn't completely lose your bumper. You would scrape it, get a dent, but yeah. Well, I think that he's not coming back out again, but that's just my assumption. Or he used his fast repair already.
So, and he's starting to move, but I think he's gonna be losing out even on Jamie, and he will be battling with just ahead of Vincent. Yeah, but he's gonna have new tires, so you're probably gonna have a go and close on Jamie and maybe a range after that. We'll see how it unfolds at the end. 10 minutes, 12 minutes to go. Gonna be an interesting end of the race.
12 minutes to go, and currently Simon already on 2.7 seconds, 2.5 seconds actually, closing in on Tyler in a rapid manner. That is the difference between old tires and new tires.
Well, the difference is last lap for Simon was his best lap. Not the fastest lap on the race, but his best lap, and he's done a 119.64, where Tyler did a 120.28. So that's almost 8 tenths. That's over 8 tenths difference between the two of them.
And I actually think that after all the pit stops and now it's all settled down, everybody went in and everybody's back on their actual position, I think that Rich Warmingham is actually the one that lost out the most. Although Simon with the quickest lap of the race, just a quick mention, but he only lost 1 position. But looking at the complete standings, he lost out quite severely, being not able to capitalize on the pit.
Well, him and Ant Woodward, and not Ant, Jimmy Wilson, missed a line. Sorry. They are. Well, Rich has only done 1 position, but he lost out from the pit cycle, as you said. He was way further up. He was around Simon when he pitted, which is quite bad for him. And Ant losing 7%, and geez, I'm gonna get it right. Jamie Wilson losing 7 position from the start.
We all wonder, Sam, are you on whiskey right now?
I'm going slow on the whiskey today, so not enough to miss my words. But, yeah.
I mean, it happens. We jumble words.
Nah, it's just they're close to each other, and yeah, the lines are small. Anyway, moving back to the race, Bram putting lots of pressure on Kenzie.
Simon 1.6 seconds behind Tyler. That is a battle developing right in front of our eyes. And all the others behind them are doing 125, 123, 122, 121. They are really on it. And Woodward just did a 19th as well. So he definitely has some pace in that car. So I assume that he is going to be barging through the last couple of laps and trying to get some places out of it, because it looks like the way he pitted and when he pitted, he is now on a really good tire advantage compared to the others in front of him.
The issue would be to make use of it.
That was a move, but yeah. Bram is trying to unsettle Kenzie in every possible way. They have been glued together since the exit of the pits. And the observation I have is that Bram actually has a little bit of pace advantage compared to Kenzie. But he's just not quick enough to get the car side by side. And that is so frustrating in a position where you are actually gaining, but you're not able to pass him because it's that like the extra tenth you need and the mistake from Kenzie you need to get past him. Meanwhile, within a second, Simon Trendle to Tyler.
Yeah, moving back on Kenzie, I think he doesn't have enough fuel to go flat out for till the end of the race, so he needs to save quite a bit. And that's probably, yeah, he's lifting a little bit early for the corners. That's probably why Bram has such an advantage on him, but not enough to actually be able to make a pass. Which is really frustrating when you're behind someone and you know you're a bit faster, but the move cannot be made because the base difference is not enough.
And it's also a given talent, or it's a learned talent to save fuel, but it's also a learned talent to save fuel in a way that you don't get overtaken. Now on board with Simon Trendle with the view of the rear of Tyler, who is really feeling the heat, the pressure building right here for the lead. 8 minutes left, 7.5 minutes left in the race. The tire advantage is massive. You can see it through these corners. Is Tyler able to put up a fight against this unleashed Simon Trendle on new tires? Tyler also a little bit wide. Yeah. Slightly missing the apex there, and that is all due to the tires who got worn down, and a little bit wide here as well, but cutting back nicely. Simon has so much more grip and the car is so much more settled down compared to Tyler, where he is on tires that have been aging like a bad milk. 0.3 of a second, and I'm looking forward to this fight. I mean, even with all tires in these cars, getting a pass done is still quite hard. Good exit by both of them. This is the battle behind them, battle for third position actually. Kenzie still in front of Bram. Right behind him is Stacey. Bob Woodhouse on 6th position, trying to get on the right-hand side, but he gets cut off by Stacey. He is having none of it, but he managed to get the car to his nose in. And now Stacey is on the bad side of the corner. Is Bob Woodhouse able to outbrake him? They're still side by side. Now Stacey's getting under there. We've seen this before. And they all try to get in as far as they possibly can. And then, and he cuts his nose off. Respectful racing. And now David Burns is having a little look down. Trying to get the undercut done. Tyler on the inside. It's the first positions battle. On the inside, defending from Simon Trendle. Simon Trendle trying to cut back to the right-hand side. But there's no room right there because the corner is going to the left. And you need to have a really sweeping motion through that corner. It's going off. It's sticking off. Stop fighting at the same time, everybody. I hate it.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Oh, jeez, yeah, that was a big tank slap.
And he managed. Yeah, so go ahead. Who is going to come out on top, Sam, in this battle?
Nothing against Tyler, but I think Simon's got this one. With that fresh tires, it's gonna be enough for Tyler to hang out. I know he can, but we're talking about Simon behind him. So if you finish ahead of Simon, you get my vote for today. That's all I'm gonna say. So Tyler, you know what you're gonna do to get a vote?
I think he got a couple of votes from me as well last time. But you saw that Tyler was trying to break the toe, but he nicely moved once, then moved back. And I think that is the way to do it without weaving too much. I know that everybody has his opinions about weaving, but that 1-2 move, that's fine by me. Trying just to gain a little bit of an advantage on that back straight. Otherwise, you're a sitting duck. But you have to remember that even though Tyler's tires are aging, Simon's tires are aging as well. He is putting a lot of pressure. He is trying all the cards. He is throwing on the table. And this is Tyler having a slap in the same position. And it is Simon having to back out. And I think it actually worked out for Tyler a little bit. That Simon had to back off. In the front of it, we saw a back marker. And I think that is Rich Jamieson Also almost getting lapped, but Simon is really close here. It's 2 tenths, and I think that you need about 2 tenths. This is right on the cut of getting past him, getting into the toe, getting under his hood, going to the left right here. He's gonna get forced on the dirt, but he has more grip in those tires. Tyler is gonna force him to the left-hand side. Is Simon able to get, and he is right in front of it. Is he able to get it? He's now on the marbles. You can see the car fighting. The grip is not there, and Tyler is on the right side. This is a small touch, and it was bound to happen, that small touch. I wonder what Simon is gonna do. Tyler is squatting all over the place, but for me, it looked like a clean move, and it was a racing incident. What happened with the small touch? What is your view on that, Sam?
I'm not sure there were really a touch between the two of them, honestly.
It was net code, I think, but...
Gonna try to overlook from this angle, but...
Simon on the outside, Tyler on the right side. This is net code.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything... Yeah.
And if it was for... if they both were on the same tires, then Simon would have maybe readdressed it, but... There was nothing wrong with that move, and it was just bad luck with the net code. Tyler gave it his all, and he did a really good job, a couple of laps in a row. But now the difference has been shown. Simon trying to up 7 positions compared to his starting position, and Tyler still really having a good race on second. He tried his best, but it wasn't enough against an unleashed Simon Trento on new tires. Bram Dubois still all over Kenzie. He is trying left, he's trying right, he's trying under, he's trying above. And there is a late move, and he tried it, but then he got cut off, and it looked like a last-ditch attempt. And now he's getting some pressure of Bob Wooders behind him, but that is one of his sister teammates, so I don't think he's gonna make a move. That looked like a little bit of frustration right there.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, he's been looking at the back of Kenzie's car for 3/4 of the race almost now, and he's running out of time. And he's definitely have the pace. He's faster than Kenzie on paper, but getting past is way more difficult than just being faster on the horn.
Kenzie is definitely a hard nut to crack to get past, and you see Tyler's moving left, moving right. Yeah. I mean, he fought off as hard as he could. I think we're gonna get one more lap after this one, so he is Kenzie is 3 seconds behind him, so he's in the clear. But Simon Trento now checking out 1.5 seconds off a gap. And also Greg Carr is still fighting Nikolai Bagataev. But on the outside here, Bram is trying again. But he just can't make the move stick. And now Bob Woodhouse got forced under there, but he overtook his teammate. This is not going to end up well in the debriefing.
White flag is out.
White flag could call Sam. On the outside, now Bram has dirty tires. Cooked tires, and is now a position down on where he was. Kenzie is loving this because he's now almost a second clear of the both of them. He's gonna bring it home, the top 3.
Oh, that looks like a podium for Kenzie, most definitely. Unless he's really running out of fuel.
I think he's fine.
in a third of a lap. Well, 2/3 of a lap.
Stacey Boyd 5 positions down, but let's give him an honorable mention. He started on pole, has a little bit less pace than the others around him, but still managed to keep a very decent top 6 finish, probably, if he's able to hold off David Burns, but he is quite far back. Stacey maybe trying to have a look. Can we get the cameras on Simon and Tyler, because they are about to go over the start-finish. Simon with a commanding race this one, and with a good strategy, coming in first. Right behind him, Tyler, who can be very proud of this one, and almost crashed it into the wall, because, yeah, why not?
Oh.
And, that's something happened there.
Oh, Kenzie, I'm pretty sure Kenzie ran out of fuel.
Oh, we have to have a replay of that, Sam, if we can.
I think Kenji's on the fuel. Yeah, that's. I told you. Yeah, it was. It was definitely what was going on.
That was super marginal, so we can see the replay right here on screen. BSTV Simsport. Well, you see Kenzie still in front of it, trying to get to the end of the line. Now the car is stuttering, and he can't anymore. You see Tyler, and then you see Bob Woodhouse on the right-hand side getting
They
past
both
him.
got him.
And
They both got him.
Bram also got him. Yeah, man. Kenzie, man. You had a second of leverage, but well, he must have been saving really hard. In the end, still a good result for him, but that is heartbreaking to see. Exciting for us, but it's heartbreaking for Kenzie.
It is, and I think when you look at Stacey's results, being sixth with a pit stop time longer than anybody else around, I think that could have been a better ending position. If the pit stop was about the same time as all the other, 1 second ahead, probably is at least 1 or 2 position better. It could have been really different at the end with a shorter pit stop, but in the end, a pretty good race from Stacey, I have to say.
Yeah, a really good race, and I think for everybody too, if I'll be honest. It was action-packed. It was intense. We had a little bit of pit stop drama. We had a couple of incidents, but not too many. We had different strategies. We had a fight for the lead. We had a fight for third position the whole way. We had a fight for 9th position the whole way. I mean, we've been treated to a special diamond today, Sam.
Oh, it was an awesome race. Both races were awesome. In fact, lots of battle, lots of everything, but all clean racing, which is insane.
Yeah, amazing racing. So they're going through the standings. Simon Trendle with a 2-second lead eventually on Tyler, with doing the offset on the pit, trying to run quite late and then getting back at him. Tyler tried to pull all the tricks for the book, and ended up cooking up his tires and fought off Simon for 3-4 laps on a set that didn't want to give any grip anymore, but still an amazing job coming in second. Third, Bob Woodhouse and QR Europe, who passed Kenzie Newman right on the straight, who ran out of fuel. Same for Brandon Dubois coming in 4th, and Kenzie still managed to get 5th position, even though the fuel gods were not with him today. Stacey Boyd started on pole position and ended up on 6th, which is also a really good showing for him. David Burns won the sprint race, but ended up 7th in the feature race. But still, he started 10th, so that's 3 positions up for him. Richard Womingham 8th, and Jamie Wilson 9th. And Woodward rounding up the top 10. Vincent Scaleback 11th, Nikolai Bogotyrev 12th. Greg Carr also was in a lot of fights. We saw a lot of him on camera. 13th. Geoff Sanders, Ivan Baumann, and Darren Reynolds. They are right behind each other, 14th, 15th, 16th. They were in a fight the first race, and they were in a fight at the beginning of the feature race as well. We had Darren, and then Anthony Young, 17th, a little bit further back, and rounding up the grid. Not rounding up the grid because we still have one more, but Peter Evans is 18th, and then 19th is, I can't remember. Help me out here. Rich Jameson. He had an incident, I think, and went into the pit. If I remember correctly. This is what I meant about the broadcast thing. I just forgot. So, Sam, verdict of the race: 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
9.5.
9.5. I'm going 9.1. I mean, you don't have to flatter them, you know. You still have to bring something to the table next time.
Well, I removed 0.5 because there were a few touches, but I think the racing was insane. Probably one of the best of this season, and the whole season has been great. So yeah, I think this one is way up there in the goodness of racing.
Respectful racing, good tactics, different tactics, a close field. Yeah, lovely. We couldn't wish for more. So let's get in the first loser, which is Tyler Newitt.
And you need me to bring it in. There we go.
So welcome to the booth, Tyler. That was an amazing showing at the end.
Oh, I wasn't planning to stick around for an interview. I just wanted to thank Simon. But
No, you're now here, so you have to.
Yeah, that was surprising.
I mean, you were on all the tires, so you went into the pit quite early. Was that the plan at all, or was it just a gut feeling that you went for it?
Yeah, actually, what killed me at the end was not having enough fuel rather than tires. I underfilled a bit just to make sure I jumped Stacy in the stops. I figured my race would be with Stacy rather than Simon, so I really wanted to make sure I jumped him. Then I guess he had a long stop for some reason. I don't know if he put too much fuel in or what, but so I was well clear and was pushing really hard to try and build a gap, and ended up using too much fuel. So I had to save pretty much until Simon got to me, and once he got to me, I did what I could, but it wasn't much.
Well, it looked like a good fight because you held him off for 2.5 laps or so, with Simon really pushing you through the corners and trying to get the undercuts on the exits. It was an amazing watch. You definitely, I mean, I know you have the broadcast on, but you definitely watch it back. It's been lovely viewing the both of you. You were on a different setup. I mean, you can't blame the different setup for the fuel, right?
No, I mean, what I figured out in the hour of practice that I had before was that, so basically what I thought was that the long run held up pretty well, and then in race one, I think you just get baited into pushing too hard on the tires in the pack, and they were fried by the end. So I knew if I could get clean air, I could pretty reasonably save the tires for the end of the race. And I did. Simon was just too quick, I think, because ultimately, even we were both in clean air for much of the race. He just probably had a couple of tenths on me in raw pace, and that kind of shook it out in the end.
And in the sprint race, it looked like you got a little bit caught off guard by the move, and I think it was Ant Woodward or Greg Carr, one of the both, on the inside of Moss corner. You went a little bit wide and turned out of the corner. Was that one of the things that you wouldn't do because of the VR, or was it just you giving respect and room to the other driver?
Oh, I mean, I knew I was deep in, and had to slow it up a bit more at the diamond point, and I knew that there was I think it was Rich actually who put the nose up the inside. Whoever it was, I knew it was coming, so I just kind of let it go, and it never benefit, as long as you're in the top 10, it doesn't really benefit you to fight super hard for position in race one, and I already knew the tires were going, so I it was easy enough. And if you do it right, you can get a good run off Moss if you go a little wide there, which I did, but ultimately, like I said, the tires were cooked at that point, so couldn't really do much there.
Wow. With your preparation and still ending up on second in the feature race, I think that a lot of guys are jealous at you at how you performed. So congratulations on that second race, especially. I hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's just Mosport. I mean, for whatever reason, I've done probably a couple thousand laps at Bathurst to get to somewhat front running pace, and I've been at the front at Mosport since the first laps I turned here. Just for whatever reason, the track really clicks with me, which is why I made an effort to be back, even though I can't get my VR headset on right now.
Wow, it's great having you on track. I hope you will be there for the last round there as well on Interlagos. So looking forward to that as well. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out, want to thank?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for the broadcasts. I know everyone's busy lately, so I appreciate you making the time. And shout out to everyone who turns up as well. And shout out to Rob because he wasn't there this week, but I left him hanging last week, so or last race. So appreciate him being my teammate.
Okay, cool, man. Oh, good having you, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yep, hope so.
Cool, man.
See ya.
Oh, he didn't thank me enough, so he's definitely got my phone. So I prefer to let's get David Burns in. He won the race, in the sprint race. I can't. Yeah. Welcome, David Burns, man, the winner of the hour in the first race. Welcome to the booth.
Thanks, guys.
So that was. I'll be honest. I was quite surprised to see you up there that high, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see you winning this race. How was that for you? Was it a walk in the park? Because it seemed like that.
No, not so much a walk in the park. I was trying to get away from Simon, which I probably overused my tires. So the last 3 laps were a bit close.
It looked like you had a really good start. You had the pole position. You ran it home, man. I mean, where did that pace suddenly come from? Did you find something in the setup, or was it just the track clicking with you?
It's Mosport. I love Mosport in any car. Always able to find pace around here. Yeah, just got a really, really good quality. I probably could have had a 10th more, I think. I had a 19.3 somewhere, but I just couldn't get it in quality. So I was quite chuffed to pull away from Simon, at least.
But the punishment of winning the sprint race is starting 10th on the feature.
Yeah, it's torture, isn't it?
It's torture to get through. And, me as a TCR driver, I mean, we can botch the tires and we don't really care. But in the V8s, you have to be really patient. Obviously, otherwise you cook them. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, that was a race. If I knew I had to dive into the pits as soon as I can. Now, Kenzie went in and he dove in the pits, and I just thought, oh, I don't know if I can save enough, and that it kind of screwed him at the end actually, because he lost a couple of spots. He ran out of fuel. Yeah, I knew the pit stop was my only chance really to get past, because it's just so hard to pass here. Everyone just is so fine in their margins, you know.
Yeah, you were struck in the pack, and I think we mentioned it a couple of times at the end of the broadcast that you were 6 positions down from the. No, not 6, 4 positions up, I think. You ended up 7th, right? Or 8th?
Yeah, 7th.
Yeah. It's still 3 positions up for where you started, so you must have been pleased with the result. Just moving up a little bit in the standings as well. I mean, if you keep this up, then well, who knows what might happen? I mean, Simon could still have a heart attack, you know.
Oh, I don't think I'm anywhere near Simon or Rich. Anyway. No, I think it's between me and Bob. But to be honest, I think Bob he's a bit faster than me. But we'll see.
Well, on this track, you were quicker. I mean, you could tell. Bob didn't win a race this season. Only the media race.
Indeed, but he's just got that little edge on me. So we'll see. I'll go down to the last race because
it's fine to gloat, David. Just tell him I won and you didn't.
I won, you didn't. Okay, fair enough.
And I mean, that's what I do. I'll tell everybody I won and you didn't, so I'm better. You know. We want to congratulate you. We want to get you in the booth because it's always good to see a new winner. I think it's the first win, right?
Second one actually.
Second.
What was it? Detroit. Yeah, I got a win there.
Oh, I missed Detroit, so that's why I didn't know. You see. That's why my memory is fugly. Well, congratulations on the first race, definitely, and a decent result on the second one as well. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out? Want to thank, especially me, obviously.
Yeah, obviously you guys. Yeah. No, just this league. It's really good fun. It really is. Everyone in the league.
Wow, good having you, man, and we would love to see you on the last round on Interlagos. And we hope that you have a good outing there as well.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for that.
Cheers, David. Oh, you pick, man. Simon Trendo. Okay, you won. Usually, just a story. I saved my tires, saved crew. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, where's Pete? Bring back Pete.
Bye. Saved tires, saved you. Bye.
I didn't save any fuel. That was flat out for once.
Oh really? Oh, wow.
Well, only the only fuel saving was because there was no point keeping the foot flat to the floor because there was a car in front of me. That was the only time I was fuel saving.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about the mistake you made at the end then first, of the first race.
It wasn't a mistake. David got a moment, an understeer moment, an oversteer moment at 5B, and I just got into the back of him.
Well, that's your mistake then.
Yes, but he made the mistake first and caused mine. And yeah, I just then tried to overcompensate by putting my fucking foot down and driving off. And yeah, no, it didn't work. It just got a load of wheel spin, and Kenzie got past me. So I was like, damn it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did expect you. I mean, you was 4/1000 of a second down on David in quali, so that is nothing, obviously. But I mean, I've raced against you on Mosport, and in my
Mosport
like 3 times. I crashed into you in GT4. I crashed into you into TCR as well, and both on the same corner. So I mean, there's a pattern there, you know. But in my memory, you were really quick, like massively quick on this track, and I was really thinking that you would get pole. I'll be honest. Was it clicking for you, or was it just David being massively quick there?
I don't think I'm quick on this track. I mean, at least last time we were here in the old cars, I was dying. It was an enduro race, and I was down in like the teens positions and got lapped, I think, because it was an enduro race, and both me and Jamie were dying. So yeah, I was a bit worried coming into this track, thinking, oh god, if that happens again, the field is so close. I'm going to be back into the teens again, and gonna have to get reverse grid pole and fight my way to the front and hold it off. But yeah, I did the official on Thursday. I was like, okay, I've got pace that's equal to most people, and it was really close. It's such a short lap that the times are close, and people just are quick around here. The problem is you can't pass, really. We're not without a tyre delta anyway.
Well, there was actually quite a lot of passing. Like there were a lot of fights, but it looked hard, but it was a lot of passing. But let's go to the second race. I mean, that is the feature race, was the race where you really stood up and took hold of it. You ended up starting 8th, and you got through, I think, to 4th, and then suddenly you were at the first position because people started pitting. Did you deliberately hold out the pit that long, or was it just a gut feeling that you figured out, I have to go long and I don't want to react on any others?
I know from the official that the long run works because we stayed out quite long, and even the people who stayed out, as long as you didn't make mistakes and you had clean air, the tyres would hold on and you wouldn't lose too much time. So I knew that running long wasn't a bad option. It's just you needed the clean air, and that sort of happened. I got the start. People then started sort of making mistakes in front of me or having battles and sort of holding each other up, and I was able to pick them off one by one. Jamie let me through, not through my asking, but by his own doing, might you add, because I did ask. I was like, "Are you sure?" And he went, "Yes." So don't blame me for making him move out the way.
I'm going to interrupt you here because that's what Sam said. Sam actually said, I think this is Jamie's call and not Simon's call.
Nope, I did not ask for that at all in any way, shape, or form. But he thankfully did, because I don't think I would have got anywhere near the top 3 without that. It just put me in the right position for it.
Well,
yeah,
it was great, man.
Tyler was fun.
Yeah, man, we were really looking forward to that fight, and I think that Tyler put up like a fight for 2.5 laps. You were definitely quicker because of the tires, but he still gave you a good fight, and then he cooked him.
Yeah, it's once you've got someone behind you and you're trying to get good exits, you start wheel spinning. He was having little moments, and I was starting to follow him as well, because obviously once you're behind someone, you lose the downforce. You get the extra wheel spin, you do the extra power size, and it's just like I can't do this until the end of the race because I'm going to cook my tyres in his draft. So I sort of had that last move up the straight, and I was like, okay, whatever happens, this is the move that's got to work, or it's not going to work at all. So I just threw it around the outside.
Yeah, and I think that me and Sam figured that there was a little bit of netcode involved with you getting past him. Did you get a 0x there?
I got a 0x. We had a bit of netcode earlier on where he was he sort of blinked out but reappeared in a slightly different place on the track, which is so. Yeah, I was also trying not to get too close and get involved with any netcode stuff, but obviously there was one. I don't know, or maybe just turned in a little bit early. It was a little bit away from the curb, but that's racing, to be honest.
I think that reviewing it was netcode, but you besides the fact that it was netcode, you would still would have hit each other a little bit, but it was still a good move. Now, well, anyway, a really good job on the second race. Good job on the first race, coming in third, second to the feature. You came in first. Congratulations on that, on 2 really good results. And I think that is you putting your foot down on the championship and getting another championship win, unless you are really crap at Interlagos. It looks really good for you.
I think it's head-to-head for me and Kenzie at the last round because he'd missed Barber. If he hadn't missed Barber, I think he'd have won it. But yeah. I think from the points, it's going to be a case of whichever one of us comes out on top at Interlagos, I think.
I think you'll be fine, man.
So that'll be fun.
Well, congratulations on your results. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yep, everyone who turns up for the race because it's good fun. I don't actually know how many cars there were, but there seems to be quite a few. So
19.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. That's solid field. It's not huge, but we get good racing. You guys for the broadcast, everyone that I raced for being clean. I went side by side with Bram for 3 corners, so that's all good. And you guys for the broadcast, but not wobbly because you're wobbly. Why not?
Well, I'll drink beer, and you had to race. So, who won?
Me. I got to race.
Oh, I'm drinking beer. I'm in Holzman.
I don't drink, so.
Oh, that's your. That sounds like a you issue, Simon. Well, good having you, man, and congratulations on your results again.
See you next week or whatever.
See you, man. In 2 weeks. I have time for 2 more interviews, Sam. Then I really have to go. Rob, what else? Welcome to the booth, mate.
Hello.
Wow. Congratulations on your results. Help me out here because I completely forgot where you ended up.
What was it? P6, P7 in the?
Oh yeah. You were like at the front of the mid pack. So it looked like the first race you had a lot of airtime fighting in the middle of the battle, side by side the whole time. I mean, stop trying to attract all the attention, man.
Yeah, I was just hanging in there, pushing as hard as I can. And I did make a bit of a mistake. I think 2/3 of the way through, I locked up going into the Moss hairpin, and it spooked me a bit. So I lost a bit of confidence in there for the end of the first race. But I was probably a bit of a logjam. Bram had skipped away, and I was just holding up the rest of the pack. It felt to the end.
You were like there were like five, 6 cars just trying to fight for the 4th position at a certain point in the first race.
Yes,
you were right in the middle of it, and it could have gone any way. One mistake from one guy of the pack, and it could have ended in tears for everybody.
Yeah, this is it. It's so tight. Qualifying was so close, and there's like a train going round. You step out of the train, you get wide, and you just get shuffled back. So it's like a risk and reward sort of thing. If you're going to go for a move, you've got to make sure you're going to get it done, else you're going to drop at least 1 spot, if not 2.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people trying to do the move on the outside of the last sector, going into the right-hand side at the end of the straight. I think we saw you there out as well, but it looked like once you got on the dirt, you were just nowhere, and everybody's just sliding out.
Yeah, I can't remember going out there. I tried staying wide. I think there was one in the second race. Bram was out there trying to get past Kenzie. And that's how I was able to cheekily slip by him. Yeah,
that was pretty good, to be honest. It was right on the broadcast, and think that we either me or Sam mentioned, he's not gonna do that because they're teammates, and then suddenly you put it down on the inside and send it to the right.
Yeah. This is it. There's no team orders per se, but we just try and look after each other and don't do anything stupid when each other's involved.
And at the end, you and Bram were behind like the feature race. You and Bram were behind Kenzie, who was obviously fuel saving. We went on board, but it was clear from the get-go that he under fuel because of the short pit stop time. You managed to pip him, same as Bram.
Yes, that was a nice little end to the race. Good. Yeah. The thing is, speaking with Bram after the race, Bram he pitted a lap too early, so he needed to fuel save, and Kenzie went in behind him and come out in front. So Bram knew that Kenzie was close on fuel, and I think Bram just hurrying Kenzie the whole way just made him use a bit more fuel than he wanted to.
It was a good tactic, and it was the topping. What do you guys call it? It's the topping of the pie or something. I can't remember.
The icing on the cake.
Oh, the icing on the cake. That's what I was looking for. I mean, that is the difference between a native speaker and a not-native speaker. Well, well, fifth and third position, man. You must have been pleased. Must have been pleased today with the results.
Yes, yeah. It was a bit of a cheeky podium, but I'll take it. It's I've had a couple of tough results this season, and I'm quite happy with that one. I'll quite happily take that.
I mean, you started off really good with the first position on media day. I mean, that was good, and then it started to fiddle out a little bit. But this is a really good comeback, and put your foot down to tell I'm still here, right?
Yeah. I mean, last race, what was it? Barber. I got the win in the first race in the torrential downpour, and the second race, I'm a bit annoyed with myself. I made silly mistakes. I threw away a good result there. I had an incident at Montreal where I lost a podium there. But the media day, a double win and no points to show for that. But yeah, it's just one of them things. It's going okay, there or thereabouts. But the thing is, it's so tight. The top 10. There's like 10 people, 10, 12 people, all deserved of a win each week. So it's bloody tough going.
Yeah, that's what we started with. I think the podcast we started out with pointing out that that compared to the beginning of the season, the whole pack, that it moved tighter. I think the first position until 10th was about 6/10 on qualifying, which basically shows that one good lap would give you 3 or 4 positions.
Yeah. I was looking at the qualifying. There was like 3 people with a 0.4, 3 people with a 0.5, 3 people with a 0.6. And that's just bonkers.
Yeah, it was a good showing.
It's going to be tight racing with a field that close in quali.
And the racing was really good as well. So anyway, good having you, man. Congratulations on the results. I can understand you're really pleased with them, and pleased with them, and you definitely should be. Anyone you want to give a thank you, a shout out, a love cradle, or whatever you want to do.
Well, yeah, shout out to you guys stepping up, doing the broadcast. I'm looking forward to watching that. Everyone on the grid today making it a good event. Simability. Shout out to all the NQR drivers and Tony as well. Lots of love, man. Take care. And everyone, and I hope to see you all next time.
Good calls, man. And love to see you back on track in 2 weeks.
Okay, take care, guys. Thank you.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.
So I can do one more interview because I have to bring my kid to bed after this.
Okay, let's get Vincent, that is the one waking up super early for us. If he's around, Vincent?
Vincent, welcome, mate.
Hello.
That looked like you had a lot of fun during the race.
Yeah, just a little bit. I was very surprised.
Well, surprised. Talk us through it.
Well, for starters, I did a Tyler and only did the hour of practice before the race. I focused on the Indy 500 this week, so I had no V8 qualifying or race pace at all. But yeah, during that hour, I found out, the tyres didn't go off. My lap times didn't drop as much as I thought. And I was actually pretty close to pace, which was very surprising for me. But yeah, the first race was pretty good fun. Made some positions off the start, even though it's a very hard track to get positions off the start with just how narrow it is. Kept my nose clean. That was fun. And then race 2, I did the same thing again. I jumped Kenzie and I think Bram or David off the start, and then had that massive battle between, what was it, P6 and P10. So yeah, it was good fun.
Well, it looked like you right in the thick of it the whole time, and you were starting a little bit further back, but explaining like you just mentioned, not having much practice in it, but still turning up for the race. That has been great. Did you deliberately start further back, or was it just you didn't get the laps together?
No, I deliberately started at the back again just to get some more points on the board for the forever forward. But I think after this round, I'll see how far ahead I am, and then I'll make a decision if I'll actually qualify for the Enduro next round and actually do it properly, and see if I can escape without being taken out.
Well, I mean, that is a skill on its own. A skill back on its own. I had to put that in. Sorry. Well, you did a really good job, and I think that everybody got a lot of airtime during the whole race. And on the second race, you came in 11th. You started 16th, if I'm correct. And
I started 11th in the second race.
oh, you are right. You
Yeah,
started 11th and ended up 11th. So you didn't gain anything. You didn't lose anything. Last question for this: was there any particular tire saving going on for you? Because I saw a lot of people drifting around.
No, I think naturally I'm good with my tires. There was a lot of coasting through the corners. Like turn 2, you could brake, change it down a gear, and then just kind of coast through that corner and then pick the throttle back up. But yeah, naturally I'm pretty decent on the tires, hence why my lap times only changed by like half a second during the whole entire stint. So, yeah, just good on tires.
Wow. Good to see you here as well, man, and good to see you being on track. I'm gonna cut it a little bit short because Bram is whining my ass because I have to bring my kid to bed, but then he can answer 2 questions as well. So I want to thank you for turning up, and I know it's quite early for you to turn up in the league, but it's lovely to have someone from racing brings people together, and it's lovely that you are here in the early stage of the morning, turning up and being here as coming from a completely different continent. Love to have you, mate. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out or thank you?
Yeah, just a quick one to Simability for sponsoring the season, everyone turning up every week, and you guys for the broadcast tonight. It's awesome.
Well, good having you, man, and we'll hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Oops.
You picked the wrong
I
person.
think I changed the wrong guy.
To take Bram up here, I'm gonna ask him one question.
Let's go.
So you did a good job. Bye.
Bye.
No, one question. Are you happy with the results?
Yes.
Well, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Really good result, Bram. We saw you at really good pace on Kenzie. You pushed him, you forced him, and I think that Bob owes you a really good thank you because you kept pushing Kenzie, and it ended up running him out of fuel.
Yeah, that was the plan. He jumped me in the pit lane, so he took even less than me, so he had to run out somewhere.
Well, I caught Vincent short because I wanted to get you in the booth. I mean, that deserves a thank you, right?
Maybe.
Sam, get him out. This has been enough. Well, it was just one question. And one last question. Did you enjoy the racing because you were on screen and it seemed like you got a little bit frustrated behind Kenzie? It was trying to feel safe. But was it worth it in the end, trying to see you pass him?
It was good frustration, let's say. It's difficult to pass here, but even if you drive on the train, it's really tense trying to take people their mistakes, and then even though if you try to abuse their mistakes to not let someone by, like sometimes happened, that's how Rob got by. But in the end, I had a lot of fun.
Wow, good to have you on track, mate, and good to see that you really forced a really good driver. I mean, Kenzie has been amazing the last season, this season, and it's good to see you putting pressure on him. That shows that you've really improved since you joined the leagues. Well, good on having you. Is there anybody you want to give a thank you, shout out, or some I love you gifts?
The team, really, because we were doing all quite well and playing together quite nicely. You guys for the broadcast, maybe that wobbly guy for letting me in. I don't know. I have to think about it.
Well, I got my kid
Um,
on my lap right now. So he's waiting for me. So I mean.
Sad Tony couldn't join, but yeah, he has his other worry points. So hope he will be back soon. We've got to take care of it for the stuff. So but a good result. So I'm happy for that one.
Well, good having you, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks on Montreal, and we hope to see you having a good
Not
result
Montreal.
as well. Sorry,
Interlagos.
Interlagos. Yeah, sorry. Okay, well, good having you, Bram.
Yep,
Congratulations on your results.
And good night.
So, Sam, let's get right into it. Let's get into the driver of the meeting. I have a weird vote for that, but I'm gonna let you think about it and marinate it. So, what is your vote about the driver of the day, man?
Well, honestly, it's a tough one because I think they all drove really good. So I've tried to think about it. I know I said I wouldn't give him if he did not finish ahead of Simon, but I will give mine to Tyler because I think he drove an impressive race too. Yeah, but I mean they could have get a vote, honestly.
So you vote for Tyler Newitt then for BSTV. Wow,
yeah.
That is a little bit biased then. I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
oh, man, the number of time I've never given Tyler a vote because he's part of BSTV and he should have got one.
That's why I don't get votes for Pete. No, anyway, so I thought about this quite hard, and I just want to give my vote, and it's an honorable vote. It's an honorable vote as in a respectful vote because I know how much the racing means to him, and although he didn't race in the end, I still I would like to give him a vote just out of pure respect. And I think that my vote, although he didn't race, is going to Tony, just because he is one of the driving guys, the driving minds of the community. So my vote is definitely going to Tony. I don't think anybody can disagree with that.
I definitely not. He will, most likely, but he doesn't have a word in it.
No, Pete doesn't have a word in this one because I mean, this
I know,
vote is
not
just...
Pete. You said Pete or Tony?
I said Pete. Tony needs to stop complaining because he got a vote. No, it's just a respectful vote. So Tony, although you didn't raise, this is a vote out of respect of the situation and love what you're doing for the community, and not just for the BSTV community, but especially for the whole V8 community overall.
Well,
so now we are at the end of the broadcast, and my kid is already moved away because she's tired. So I really have to get her to bed. I want to thank everybody for turning up, all the drivers for doing a really good job, all the drivers for driving respectfully. Unfortunately, we saw some incidents, but they are really in the racing incidents. I think that we should be really happy with the result we got tonight. And you all should be very proud, and I am very proud of the racing we saw tonight. It's been a lovely race. It's been a lovely outing. We saw drama, we saw action, and we saw different strategies and different tactics. And I think that we've been treating to a really good diamond, as I said before. This is me calling you, giving you a good night, and I'm going to leave Sam here alone because he needs to be alone in this dark room.
Okay. Well, it's not dark, but anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment anything more than what he said everything. So that's gonna be good night, and see you in 2 weeks for the last race of the V8ESC for this season.